Today's topic of discussion is going to be about Ryuji Sakamoto, the meathead of the Phantom Thieves. To start with, we'll talk about his personality. Ryuji Sakamoto is a very empathetic and very sympathetic guy. Though despite his look of being your standard Japanese delinquent, I guess you could say, well, your standard modern day Japanese delinquent, he's not like Josuke. Ryuji is very much the dumb friend archetype you see in a lot of anime, a lot of games, a lot of manga. He's just the dumb friend. Like, he's perverted, he's your standard high school boy, yada yada. We've all seen it before, especially in this series. But despite being dumb, he's also a very kind person that is willing to help anyone despite their situation, despite who they are, and despite what they've done to him in the past. Ryuji may be very stupid and very dense, but no matter what, he will stick to his guns. Now let's move on to his story. It starts out with an alcoholic, abusive father that left his mother and never came back. To help his mother out, he decided to become the ace of the track team so she wouldn't have to pay his college bills. Though, sadly, this idea would come to an end after Kamoshida decided to help out the track team. Kamoshida's methods were very abusive towards his teammates, and he started manipulating his teammates to try to break up the team so his volleyball team could make moves. During a confrontation about all of this, Kamoshida brought up his mother, and out of rage, Ryuji started using violence against Kamoshida. Kamoshida overpowered him and broke his leg, completely shutting down any ideas of just becoming the ace of the track team and getting a scholarship. Then we move on to the events of the game. Ryuji, to most people, has become a shell of his former self. He is no longer that gifted student that was to become the ace of this track team and take them to national. He's decided to switch up his entire look. Despite having black hair and just generally a normal attire, he became rebellious. He dyed his hair, he wore like flashy clothes, he didn't wear his uniform properly. After a couple months of this new look, he came across Joker in the train station after seeing On enter the car with Kamoshida. By chance, they entered the metaverse and entered his palace. Though Ryuji never awakened to his persona during their first visit, Joker did, showing there was a way to get back at Kamoshida by taking pictures of his palace and showing them to the public. During the events of him getting these pictures, he got caught by Kamoshida, and Morgana and Joker were not able to help him out because they were being overpowered by Kamoshida's guards. During this, he awakened to his persona, which, in my opinion, I think is probably my favorite persona awakening.
You made me wait quite a while. You seek power, correct? Then let us form a pact. Since your name has been disgraced already, why not hoist the flag and wreak havoc? The other you who exists within desires it thus. I am thou, thou art I. There is no turning back. The skull of rebellion is your flag henceforth!
What can you do? Cower in fear and watch!
Right on. What's up, Persona? This effing rocks! Now that I got this power, it's time for payback! Yo, I'm ready. Bring it!
Mock me, you brat!
Blast him away, Captain Kid!
But I've gotta say, it's pretty fucking awesome. After this, him and Joker went back to the real world and started debating on whether they should steal his heart. And despite Kamoshida being such a douchebag and being an absolute horrible person, and Morgana bringing up that if stealing his heart happens, it has a slight chance of killing him, Ryuji became hesitant, which just goes to show that you could be his mortal enemy and he would not be willing to kill you. He's just that good of a guy. Way to go, Ryuji. After entering the palace and the whole entire events with On's awakening happened, after getting out, going back and forth, yada yada, and getting Kamoshida's treasure, during all this, he bonded with Joker. Him and Joker had some ramen, learned about Joker's backstory, and genuinely felt for Joker and how society has thrown him away. During this time, we see his confidant. He continues being a member of the Phantom Thieves, and just generally helps out Joker by being muscle. He's just strong. He doesn't provide any other abilities besides just his strength, his affinity with lightning, and Yeah, that's really about it. He also continues befriending people such as Mishima, Makoto, Futaba, Yusuke, and Haru. Then we get into Shido's palace, where Ryuji had another moment that was just... I feel like it had an impact on everyone, whether it be you're happy for Ryuji's death since some people found him annoying, or you were sad because Ryuji was genuinely such an enjoyable character. He risked his life to save every member of the Phantom Thieves by running up Shido's palace to let go of a life raft, and the ship ends up exploding before he could reach the life raft, which I found very bullshit, because if Ryuji could just survive that without like any injuries, what's the rush of getting out of a palace before it collapses? Because Ryuji was able to tank an explosion, no problems. No, like, he didn't have any burn marks, no missing limbs, nothing. He was perfectly fine, and I think that's bullshit. After the events of the main game happened, such as defeating the Holy Grail, Miruki's rise to power happens, and his one wish was for the entire track team to be back, and Kamoshida to never have done any wrong. And it truly shows what Ryuji wants in his life. He wants to continue being that ace. It's not like he found passion in it. He didn't just do the sport just to get the money from the scholarship. He also really did enjoy track. The canonicity of what I'm about to say next is debatable at best, but after the events of the game, Ryuji decides to move away to near a rehab center so he can continue his dream of running, so he can recover and join the track team in college just to pursue his dream. My thoughts of Ryuji in this story were mixed at first. I kinda like this character, I did find him annoying sometimes. Now moving on to Strikers, which even the events of Strikers are questionably canon, because of the whole entire weird Persona 5 thing going on at the time. During that game, Ryuji continued being a supportive character in the background. He truly starts to shine whenever Sophie is in danger. And Sophie being in danger was the first time that we actually got to see him say fuck, which I don't know why. Like, was that like a censorship also? Was that like a thing in the Japanese version? He didn't like say that type of word, or was it like technically it means this in Japan and it would also mean like this in English? It wouldn't be fuck exactly, but it'd be something similar to it, like frick. But I don't know. But he said fuck. That's the big whoa. He said it. He fucking said it. And also marks the first time he actually got on the same page as Morgana. But after that, we just see him being the same as he always is. He's kind of a background character. And when you come to realize this, looking through all this, you'll see that most of the Phantom Thieves take a background role a lot of the time. Like, after their arc, it's kind of done. They just stay in the background most of the time. Now, let's talk about his connections to his personas. Captain William Kidd and Son Goku. I mean Morijin. I mean Sun Wukong. I mean Sentai Tensei. It's Seiten Taisei. Alright, so I'm an idiot. Turns out it's Seiten Taisei. Fuck. For the sake of myself and not wanting to drive myself insane on how to say that name, I'm gonna just say Sun Wukong. Let's start out with Captain William Kidd. The only small connections I could find with Captain William Kidd to Ryuji were his code of honor and how he was betrayed. To start out with, Captain William Kidd was betrayed by the government he worked for. Someone in that government didn't want him around anymore, and they framed, I'm not sure if they framed him or something, but someone influential within the government did betray him and executed him. And also just generally how his code of honor is. Ryuji may look like a delinquent and may be a phantom thief, but he is generally a good person. He does not like to commit murder or hurt people, such as the innocent. Now moving on to Sun Wukong, the only thing I could really find through researching Sun Wukong was just his personality. Ryuji is very wild and very much moves at his own pace, and so does Sun Wukong. That is literally all I could find on the two, was like one or two things. That's the most I could find. On Sun Wukong, it's just his personality, and on Captain William Kidd, it is his code of honor and how he was betrayed. Despite all of this, I really came to enjoy this fact because when you look at Ryuji, he isn't meant to be your standard thief. Like your generic like hooded thief that breaks into like museums and stuff and gets out like without anyone noticing. He is a pirate, and that's what I love about the Phantom Thieves. it isn't just consisted of just your generic like hooded thieves that steal without anyone knowing. It is made up of thieves of different cultures. Like, you've got your bikers, you've got your pirates, you've got your Japanese thieves, you've got a prince that steals the heart of the public, you've got Sumire, Sumire is more of the generic thief, and you've got Joker, your phantom thief. And that's what I fucking love. It's just so, it's how they created this group. Now let's move on to Ryuji's relationship with the Phantom Thieves, and members that are in the Phantom Thieves, but kind of aren't. To start out with, Joker, they're best friends. Like, that's the most you need to know. An is an old friend from elementary school that is basically the only relationship we see in Persona 5 that wasn't forged within the game's time. It was in the past, and they came back to be friends again. Morgana, he shits on him, and Morgana shits on him back. And I don't know why Morgana gets so pissed off at Ryuji's insults, because, I mean, you shit on the dude, he's gonna shit on you back, and I know this is sounding very bad. Yusuke, he's just one of the boys, and treats him as such. He tells him his secrets and tells him his backstory about like what happened, and they just have their boys moments. Futaba, he's just good friends with and generally plays around with a lot. They're both into video games and manga. For Makoto and Haru, the most I could find on their relationship was respect. For Makoto I could find a little bit more due to their Shoto attack, which showed Ryuji sees Makoto as someone very powerful and someone he should not fuck with. Akechi he kind of distrusts and is kind of in awe with because, well, I mean, just look at his outfit. It's not your standard thief. For Sophie, he was kind of an older brother figure to her, willing to protect her, and generally cared for her a lot. I can't really think of a reason why, but he just did. He did just care for her and was willing to help her and stand up for her. Zenkichi, there wasn't much I could find with Zenkichi and Ryuji. The most I could find was that Ryuji just kind of treats him as like that old man in the group. He kind of doesn't see what Zenkichi does for him, but he does appreciate him as a person and what he, I guess, does, but like doesn't see it fully sometimes. But yeah. But now let's talk about the best relationship. And we're going back to Joker for this. In the Valentine's OVA for Persona 5, we see that the canonical harem ending was with our boy Ryuji. Let's fucking go. We did it. We fucking did it. Let's go. Ryuji Joker shippers, let's fucking go. All jokes aside, it was pretty funny to see that all the girls got pissed off at him for hanging out with other girls. Rightfully so, since he was kind of romancing all of them. But the canonical ending for it was that it was Ryuji in that room with him. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I think this is probably the video I've put the most effort into. And you think I put effort into like my Joker video, my D-Look video. But no, I think this is the one I had most fun with, since I relate to Ryuji on a very much spiritual level. Like, I genuinely fucking love his character. And after several playthroughs of Persona 5, I relate to him a shit ton. And it allowed me to fully say what I wanted to say about his character. And with that out of the way, that's it. I hope you like, subscribe, and share the video, and turn on the notifications, and do what other shit other YouTubers do. Like, whatever any YouTuber says to do about, like, subscribing and doing all that, just do to my channel, please. I would appreciate it greatly. And I don't know, it's been fun. It's been fun doing these videos since the Joker video back in February, or at least I recorded it back in February or January. I forgot when I recorded it. I did a D-Look video last week, and this has just been fun. I would greatly appreciate it if you continue watching my videos. And if you have any criticisms, please leave them in the comment down below, or if you have anything else you can say about Ryuji's character, leave them down below. I'll try to read them. And yeah. Thank you for watching.